So what we want to do is want to quickly play what Nick Wright had to say that day on television, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Nick Wright here.
Nick, what would it take for LeBron to pass Jordan as the GOAT?
Get him, Nick. All right, so if we're talking about accomplishments, he needs at least a couple more rings, probably one more MVP. But if we're talking about accomplishments, Jordan's not the GOAT, it's Kareem. And if it's not Kareem, it's probably Russell. So we're not really talking about accomplishments. We're talking about who's the best. Who's the best? One game to decide your life. Who do you want in all-time history? So for LeBron to pass Jordan, he needs a time machine to go back about 11 months when he passed him the first time. LeBron's been the best player ever since about midway point of Game 6 of last year's finals, and all he's done since then is continue that. He's on the greatest streak in postseason history since Dre called him the B word and Clay said his feelings were hurt. He's played 16 games. His team's 15-1, giving you 34, 9, 8, and 55% shooting. And when we're just comparing the two players, LeBron averages more rebounds, assists, blocks, steals than Jordan, shoots a better percentage from 2, shoots a better percentage from 3, is the more versatile defender, can guard all 5 positions. He can do everything Jordan could do, but better. So what does he need to do to pass Michael Jordan? He already done past Michael Jordan as far as who's the best player ever.
So you heard what Nick Wright had to say. Sounds pretty convincing, right? I mean, this guy could really win an Oscar. You would really believe that he actually believes that Michael Jordan is not the greatest player of all. I mean, that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. But then we have a problem. We have a very, 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 very serious problem. Why do I say this? Well, let's get into the history books. Now, mind you, some people out there are they're not going to like this because we're using too much, facts and some people are going to take issue with this particular list here. But I'm going to get into this list quickly. As you guys know, Nick Wright recently came out there and trolled the hell out of the sports world about a year or so ago when he came out with his top 50 players in the last 50 years. And I want to see if I can pull up his top. No, these are his top. Let me see. Top 10. Oh, here we go. So at number 1, he has LeBron James. At number 2, he has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. At number 3, he has Michael Jordan. At number 4, he has Magic Johnson. At number 5, he has Tim Duncan. At number 6, he has Kobe Bryant. Number 7, he has Larry Bird. Number 8, he has Akeem Olajuwon. Number 9, he has Shaq. And number 10, he has Stephen Curry. This was a Fox Sports article. You guys can hunt it down if you want to go look for it. It's out there. Just type in Nick Wright, first things first, top 50 NBA basketball players. You'll see that. Sounds pretty convincing, right? He believes that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. But however, we have a problem. We have a very, very serious problem because someone responded to a Nick Wright tweet that he put out back in July of he put out in February 7th of 2012. Now, I want you guys to listen to, I want to show you guys this tweet. He said, "Since ESPN is doing it, I will post mine again. 1, Michael Jordan. 2, Magic Johnson. 3, Bill Russell. 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 5, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 5, Kobe Bryant. 6, Tim Duncan. 7, Will Chamberlain. 8, Jerry West, or Bird. I'm sorry, and then tie Shaq and Hakeem for 10. I'm not sure how he did this, but in that list, you can see that he has Michael Jordan at number 1. This was in 2012. Now it's February 2012, which means that LeBron was on his way to winning his first championship in June. So LeBron wins his first championship that year. The following year, he wins another championship. He's now at 2. Then he doesn't win another championship because the Spurs get them back. And then I think the Golden State Warriors win that championship in 2015. And then the Cavaliers win the championship in 2016. And in a 4-year window, here's what happened to Nick Wright's list. You had Jordan number 1, you had Magic at number 2, you had Russell at number 3. In 4 years, LeBron, who was not even in the top 10, catapults to number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is quite interesting, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who he originally had ranked at, I believe, number 4, if I'm not mistaken, he goes to number 2. Fantastic. Then Michael Jordan, who was number 1, he drops to number 3. and then the other players start moving around. Now, the question becomes this, because what some of these guys will say, and these guys are very, very poor at reasoning, they'll say, well, new information came out, so you should be allowed to change your position. Here's the problem. New information came out about LeBron and LeBron only. But all the other information you had about all of those other players remained the same. Help me figure it out. Did Michael Jordan play a basketball game in the last 20 years? Has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played a basketball in the last 20 years? Has Magic Johnson played a basketball game in the last 20 years? Has Bill Russell played a basketball game? I don't think any of these guys have been playing basketball. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys can help me figure it out. Maybe y'all know. But the last time I checked, these guys have not played basketball. So let me ask you a question. Then how did Michael Jordan drop the 3? And number 2, how is it that what LeBron accomplished in a 4-year window became better than what Jordan accomplished in his career? You can quickly begin to see that if you look at this with a critical eye, you'll quickly realize that you guys are being trolled. And the vast majority of you that gobble this up are morons.